Hello, welcome to my Web University free educational videos again. My name is Wahid Lutfi. I'm going to show you on Python program, the for loop, how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide for a range of variables. And then the X, Y, Z, X could be a starting number, Y could be the maximum number that we want to go in the loop. And then the Z is the increment or decrement by values. So we could do a step over by certain values. In this case, I'm also showing you on line 1 how to unpack three variables values to, and the first one will be assigned to X, which is 0. The second one would be assigned to Y, which is 10. And then the third one will be assigned to Z, which would be 5. In most programming languages that does not support unpacking option of this kind of syntax, you have to do X is equal 0, the next line Y is equal 10, and Z is equal 5. But here in Python, you're allowed to do unpacking and packing very easily. So that is a very easy example that I'm showing you up there. On line number 2, I'm using the for loop. The for loop has this range function, similar to like for each statement of Perl and C and C++ or Python. Python has this for num, and then the C is for I is equal incremental, and then I is equal 0, increment by something, unless the maximum, and then the tree expression, which is the start and the condition, and then increment or decrement by. C++ and Java has the same kind of for statement as well. But here we're using the range function, which is the three expressions, or here is X is the start and Y is the max, and then Z is either increment by or decrement by. So on line 3, I'm using the print the number is. In this case, the first number is 0, so it prints the 0. Then it goes in the loop, and then it prints 0 plus 0 is equal, and then obviously it's 0, and the 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 times a number is 0. So this output is as a result of the first statement that is there. But then I'm going to check if number is equal 0. I don't want to have division by 0 exception handler error showing up. So I'm just handling that exception. If the num is 0, then it says divide by 0 is not allowed. If the number is not 0, then I will just process it. So in this case, since I'm doing it between these range, as you can see, the output when you run it, basically it just says the number is 0 for the first one, and then 0 plus 0 is equal 0, minus same thing, and multiply the same thing. But the division part that says the division by 0 is not allowed, as we check this if statement. For the number 5, which is the increment by the next number before we jump into 10, it stops at 10 because 10 is the last number in this case. Usually the range function, it does not include the last number. So you have to do something in order to include it if you want to include it. And either you just increase the number a little bit or whatever your choice. And then here the division by 0 is not allowed, and then the number is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 minus 5 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. And notice here is 1.0. It is giving you a floating point. There's also another type of arithmetic function, the division, that you could do two double, which means that produces the integer value of it, not a floating point value. So if I just do that, and you can see there's only 1 rather than 1.0. But my intention was to get the floating point value, so I just left it like it is, and that's fine. And then at this time, I'm going to just change these numbers. Let's say the 0 is okay, because I still want to just not divide by 0, so 20. Then you can see here, the program is going to produce more output up to 15. And then 15 times plus 15 is 30, and 15 times 15 is 225. The 15 divided by 15 is 1.0. Again, the 0 was not in there. If I just don't want to start with 5, for example, and then just do the same number increment by 5, now division by 0 is not going to be a problem because we start with 5, so 0 is not included. But if I just say, well, I don't want to include anything with 5, then obviously I have to change my if statement a little bit different, then say 0 is not allowed, and then also don't do something with mod divisor by 5 or something. But that's not the intentional that I want to show you here. Let's say I just want to do decrement by 5. So in this case, I'm going to say start with 50, go down to 0, and then decrement by 5. So this is example should still do x is equal 50, y is equal 0, and then z is minus 5. Then this time I'm going to just see the output, what it looks like, and see if the output makes sense. So notice 50 is the first number. It is just adds the everything with 50. It shows the right 45, and the last number is 10. So we never get into a 0 to check for the division by 0. If I just change this one to a minus 5, and then we may get the division by 0 is not allowed at the bottom, which we do right here. And then everything else was showing up to 0. So this was an example of showing you how you can check, for example, for a range and to do multiplication, addition, division, subtraction, as well as using a for statement, as well as packing and unpacking data variables within the range. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. And let me just go back to the original number here, 0 to, let's say 15, and then increment by 15. That was not our original number. The original number was different, but it still is about time to just say thank you for watching our channel. Please subscribe at my web university free educational videos, which is this channel on YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our videos. Have a nice one. Take care. Bye-bye.